bands on the check. I'm really gonna run up the money. I'm Carlos, really running the best. Car moving through these Ubers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed. Car moving through these Ubers, I maneuver with the bag, baby. Never feeling stressed.
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. Which of these 0-3 teams will visit the win column for the first time? We'll see. We're underway here in Week 4. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Attack here. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll look to throw. And Rudolph has it left side. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15.
Here we go. What? 90. What? 90.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Bush. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. They come up in a 2 tight end look here. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Gostkowski for the point after. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Gostkowski now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Giants. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it? It
certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football overtime, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And a juke this time. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 12 more yards there and another first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. First trip to the red zone for the Giants. They've got it first and goal at the 6.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Beckham, his second touchdown on the season. And the Giants have got it back to a one-score game. Extra point good by Prater. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And they'll run it here. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now a play fake here on first down. Able to get away. Out to his left. Going deep for Diggs. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Here we go. 190. 190.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Going deep for Diggs. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
Well, not that we had any questions, but it's obvious his arm does not hurt today, does it? He does not mind slinging it around.
He is firing that pigskin around the yard.
Yeah, putting it deep downfield, taking shots. Unsuccessful there, but I like his moxie.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Rashard Robinson with a pick. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. They take over 1st and 10 following the interception. On play action, they'll throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
Detroit! Detroit! Back 99 Philly, here we go! Leopard! Leopard!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is going to be incomplete. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. And out now come the Vikings. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Back to throw here. Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Let's go!
They'll set up a throw. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Cameron Jordan coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the Wild Bunch backing me up over here on my own side.
Let's see what his offense can do. And this will go for 5 up to the 33.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's caught. Becker. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a 1st down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Leopard!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 4 yards. On the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Single receiver.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. 1:59 to go in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. Touchdown, Giants! A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a great return. Solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Flex round!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And a giant rush gets home as down he goes. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. They'll look to throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Rashard Robinson with a pick. Oh, able to avoid him. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Over! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham in the final seconds of the first half. And the Giants are in for 6.
Well, someone has a sense of the dramatic here, don't they? Scoring this late in the half to take the lead going into the locker room.
Now they just don't want to misstep misfortune on the next kickoff because there's still a little bit of time left on that clock.
Yeah, you do have to bring that up, don't you? In the NFL, every play is critical. And if you give up something cheap there, all that advantage they just gained goes right out the window.
Oh, good footwork on the spin. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that's incomplete. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one 28 yards on the ground.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Sheldon Richardson there to make the play.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, there's your first ROI, right? Return on investment of their first-round pick. His first NFL sack, I know they want him to be an impact player right out of the gate.
A lot of pressure to put on a young man, but I think you agree he has the ability to deliver on it.
And he just did. Probably the first of many sacks in a long career.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam through the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
No. Check. Patriot. Detroit. All right, now, lucky 56.
Now back to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. This is caught inside the 15. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
They'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And he's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard. No move to get the offense off the field here. They've converted once on this drive. On 4th, they'll go again and try it once more. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Ohio!
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He may try and run for this. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And from their own end zone, it's a fake. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2. They'll try and run it up the middle. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Here we go. Try at 38. Try at 38.
Back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Campbell. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
Let's go. What? 90. What? 90.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Second and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Come on, let's go. What? 90.
They'll set up to throw. And Rudolph has it left side. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. And they'll run it here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Vikings on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. He'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Let's go!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking to throw. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Giants on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's going to have the 1st down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. They'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He finds his target, Beckham. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards. This quarterback now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front. And it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
And down inside the 15 he goes. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Robert Woods, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Giants add on to their lead. And his kick is right through. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. A gain of 39 that time.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Let's go! Brad 38!
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Here we go! What? 90! What? 90!
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Here we go. Try at 38. Try at 38.
On play action, they'll throw. Looking left side, and he's got him in. It's Bush. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Ohio! Ohio! Come on, let's go! Try at 38! Try at 38!
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. In for the score. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Gostkowski with the extra point, and that will get him one closer. Gostkowski now out to kick it away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. That one looks like he'll throw here. Caught left side. It's Beckham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's got this down to the 35. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points.